Hi everyone, in today's speed build I am recreating Sheldon and Leonard's apartment from the show The Big Bang Theory. This is one of my favorite shows ever. I watched it from beginning to the end, and it was one of the best endings to any TV series I've ever seen. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. But in this build, I actually really struggled with getting the shape of the apartment, because if you watch the show you'll see that there's a lot of weird kind of angles in the apartment, so trying to recreate that in The Sims was pretty hard since there are limitations to the way that we can build in The Sims 4. So I did my best to try to make it look as accurate as possible while still making it playable by The Sims, like not having things in the way and stuff like that. And you'll actually see me change that diagonal wall in the living room. I was going back and forth with how I should place that because since they have all those bookshelves and everything in the back, it was hard for me to figure out how I would fit it so that it looked a lot like the actual living room, the set, but then have it make sense in the game too. So it was really hard for me to get that. I did try to match the style of everything as much as possible, and like the wall colors and the tile in the kitchen and everything, and I got, I think, what was the closest I could find to the actual apartment in the show. So the only thing is the closet there in the back of the living room area. In the show it's actually a storage closet, but they don't need a storage closet in The Sims, and so I decided to make it like a really small laundry room, because also in the show they have a shared laundry space in their apartment building, and since this isn't an actual apartment building, I decided to just put the washer and dryer in that closet. But you'll see that later on. I am gonna make this voiceover really quick because there's not really a whole lot that I can say about this build. I did try to make things look more cluttered, and I used those like little figurines in places where in the show they had a lot of superhero figurines like Batman and Superman and things like that, and there's none of that in The Sims, so I just had to use the things that I could find that were the closest to what I was looking for. So that was the hardest thing with recreating this house or this apartment, because we're limited as far as what the items are in the game, and so I was trying to find things that resembled the actual items in the show, but it was really hard to do aside from just using a bunch of books and stuff. So, and also since it is a set in the show, there's the fourth wall missing from each room, so I kind of had to create a space that I thought made sense in the game, and also staying true to the show as much as possible. So and then also you'll see at the end that I raised the building, and I put a staircase there outside because I didn't want to recreate this in an actual apartment space in San Myshuno, because I felt like this is such a strange shaped apartment that it would have been way too hard to try to recreate it in one of the spaces in the apartment buildings in San Myshuno. So that's why I created it on a lot, and I just raised it up and put a really high foundation to kind of make it look like it was an apartment building, but not really. And of course in the show they don't have a yard, so I just ended up giving them like a really small, like somewhat nice yard in the front, just so that it doesn't look super ugly. But in the show, of course, they don't actually have anything like that, and I just took some creative liberties in that area of the build. Yeah, I was actually really happy on how this ended up, so let me know if you like it or if you watch the show or what you think, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!